This presentation has got to be one of my absolute favorite presentations. And it must be Karen's as well, because she's taking off her clothes. She's so excited. Because it's called Free Marketing Funnels That Get You Customers. And everyone knows that I am the girl that helps you get your sales from socials. And I'm not about you just being online, wasting your time, but I'm all about you being online and actually making money from your time online. Okay, that's not going to work. So let's try this. So this session is for six-figure business owners who are struggling to increase their customer generation through what they're doing with their online marketing. So is that you? I'd love to hear in the comments in the chat box. So do you feel like this? Pulling your hair out, just absolutely freaking out with what to do online, completely overwhelmed. You're spending a lot of time online, lots of time and lots of money, but you're not making any money. And you're not getting a response or the results that you're wanting from being online. So maybe you've got stuff, but it's just not working to your full potential. Perhaps you've gambled on ads and you've been outsourcing, but it's just breaking the bank. You've had enough of fluffy and you want strategic lead generation. And that one over there is actually quite important. You're ready to scale and you're tired of fumbling about online. You want a quick fix solution. I know I do. Failure isn't an option for you. And when I tell you my story, you'll see that failure was never an option for me. You want tangible results. So something that you can actually quantify. So maybe you have spent a fortune on advertising. And if you have, and you're happy to share, put in the chat box whether or not you have spent a fortune on advertising or outsourcing. However, it actually hasn't improved your lead generation online. If you're brave enough to do it, go ahead and share that. You don't understand the tech side and the processes of generating leads or clients. And I will share with you my story and what that actually means. You're not getting any or the right people inquiring, and the right people inquiring is really important. You're not clear on how to get people to do what you want them to do. And if you're a control freak like me, that's really important. Like, I want people to do this, and they're just not doing it. And you may be spending so much time online or absolutely none at all. And basically it's a waste of time. Perhaps you feel icky or spammy online asking for sales. So here's the thing. Here's your promise. I really would like you to be fully present and engaged in this presentation. So if you can have your cameras on, that would be awesome. And if you can, write in the chat box. There's just so much power from just typing in and making commitments and responding and engaging that it's actually going to help you sink in all the information that I'm sharing with you today. I really want you to be an action taker, meaning that watching and spending this hour with me is going to really mean nothing unless you commit to implementing something after today. So if you can grab pen and paper and write to do and say like to do within the next week, and literally write down the ideas that I share with you today, and then commit to actually implementing that after watching this webinar, or at least over the next week. So this is a perfect world. In a perfect world, you would have your genius, your amazingness. And you would just go out online and you would just share it with everyone and they would give you money. Wouldn't we all like that? So why is this webinar different? Well, firstly, I've been there and I've done that. And I'm more interested in making money than I am about making more friends. And as I said, people know me for this. They know me for, they know me as the girl who can actually make sales from your socials. So it's not just all about giving it away for free. There are honestly better things to do than live online. And most of you have seen my social media feed. I'm out with my dog, I go to the gym, I camp, I'm at networking events. That is what I like to do. I do not like to be online. There's a hard way and there's a smart way. And if you know the smart way, it doesn't have to be so hard and you don't have to do the uncomfortable things you don't like doing. Content and visibility is not enough. And I cannot say this enough because when you hear my story, you'll hear how I got stressed and overwhelmed with this concept. So you're in the right place. And here is that story for those of you who haven't heard it before. So on the left-hand side, you can see my identical twin daughters and my youngest, Hannah. And this was in 2008 when we immigrated from South Africa to Australia. We came here. My husband at the time had a job, and I was going to stay at home, look after the children like a good wife should. But he was actually made redundant twice in the first couple of years of being here. We had absolutely no money. His income was the only income. Someone had to stay home and look after the children. And we didn't even have a washing machine for the first year. For the first year, we had no washing machine. I got blisters on my hands from hand washing towels and bed linen and our clothing for the first year. Our first car that we had, like the roof was falling down, my daughters would actually hold that roof up. And the second car that we had after that one blew up, was called Rat Bag because it actually had a dead rat in the engine. The whole car absolutely stunk. And my children can still share that story with you now, how we had to drive with the windows down and because it had no air conditioning. And that literally was our first couple of years when we landed here from South Africa. Now, in South Africa, everyone knew me. They knew me. I had a business. I had my family. They knew my story. So to grow a business was really easy. But coming to Australia, no one knowing me, how was I going to be able to grow a business and make money, especially when I had no access to money and no access to Centrelink? I had no choice but to get it right. I also had no tech experience, no marketing budget, and I hated being online. But I was able to teach myself how to use social media and not only be visible, because everyone said, do lives every day, be visible, give it all away for free, be consistent. And I was doing all of these things and I was so exhausted, but none of it was actually making me money. And I needed money in order to be able to feed my family. So failure for me was not an option. So here on the right-hand side, you can see my girls, still Erin on the left, Jordan on the right, Hannah in the middle, same position. They must love to stand that way. This is them now. And in that time, I've been able to grow a six-figure business using the strategies that I have, without having to outsource to marketing companies and without having to spend on advertising, still to this day. And this is me now. There's my dog with his dirty old man smile, which Paula Brand is very familiar with, Ziggy. And you can see my partner, Sandy, who I met on Tinder. We've been together almost 7 years now, and we love to play. We love to be out and about. We love to be going camping. We love to do things. I don't like to be online. It's my worst part of my business is being online. So in business, I have been able to achieve some success. I've been nominated top 10 business strategists in Australia in 2021. I was nominated top 20 social media coaches in 2022. I've helped over 1,000 business owners worldwide get income producing results online. And I am an international award-winning strategist and coach who's been featured on Channel 9 News and multiple other media for out-of-the-box marketing, education, and innovation for startups to big business. So I think I know what I'm doing. And I have now got my social media marketing diploma. So a couple of years back, about 6 years ago, I did go ahead and get my social media marketing diploma. So I can have that. But my biggest success is that of being able to help other business owners be able to get results by investing in themselves and their ability to create lead funnels and lead generation funnels so that their time and their marketing online does actually result in paying customers. So these are some of the things I did learn. No, you do not have to give it all away for free. In fact, it can make you undesirable, like some other desirable people in our community. Giving it all away for free can make it undesirable. No, you do not have to do lives every single day. In fact, it can ruin your brand. No, you do not have to make friends with strangers or private message strangers. In fact, it can actually weaken your algorithm. You most certainly do not have to cold call or have uncomfortable conversations with people who are not interested in what it is that you're offering. So this session is for, and this is just some of the categories that I have had the pleasure of working with. in the industry, business, relationship, transformational, farmers, bloggers in the spiritual space, and social enterprises, product-based businesses in clothing, non-alcoholic beverages, health products, homewares, MLM, and a lot of niche-based businesses, including many in the essential oil space, many tradies, plumbers, builders, pest control, electricians, renovations, specialists, and franchisees, in fact. In the marketing space, I have worked with web developers, virtual assistants, social media managers, and software companies, including app developers. In the services space, I've worked with administrative, financial, mortgage brokers, real estate, people in the loan industry, personal trainers, gyms, hypnotherapists, NLP, kinesiologists in the expo space, networking groups, authors, adult activities, children's activities, travel agents, restaurants, and animal industry as well, to name a few that I can remember. So can any of you, or do any of you have a special thing that you can bake? For me, I literally have one thing that I can bake, and that is a baked cheesecake, which is the bottom right-hand picture. It doesn't look like much, but it is absolutely amazing. And whenever I bake it, even people who don't like cheesecake, who don't eat, sweets or refrain from eating sweets, will actually fight over my baked cheesecake. However, this one time in South Africa, I'll never forget it. I had all these guests coming over, and I thought, there's this beautiful fridge cheesecake recipe, and I've got my brilliant baked cheesecake recipe. I'm going to put the two together, and I'm going to make this cheesecake for my guests. Anyway, it was actually a church group. And the reason I say that is because literally after they all took a bite of what looked like an amazing cheesecake, they literally spat it out on the plate. Like they spat it out because it was absolutely disgusting, because I'd taken the recipe from a fridge cheesecake and my baked cheesecake, put it together, and though it looked beautiful, it tasted absolutely horrific. and they literally spat it out. It was so bad they spat it out, they couldn't help themselves. And the lesson from telling you the story is that as business owners, we have to own our business. And you cannot put two different recipes together and hope for something. And this is why often people will download ebooks, they will watch another online course, they'll do another group program, and they'll take bits and pieces and put it together and wonder why it's not working. Okay. Or they might take it from a different industry, a different cheesecake family, and go, right, I'm just going to put it together, but it's not one size fits all. And same formulas do not work, meaning what works for this industry is not necessarily going to work for that industry. And it simply doesn't work. Has anyone had that experience when they've baked something and it hasn't quite worked? All right, cool. Let's have a look here. All right, so these are the formulas that I'm going to be sharing with you today. Unimaginable mistakes that stop client generation. How funnels can make or break your bank. Where leads are being lost. My biggest regret, this is huge. Why this may not be for five-figure business owners. And I don't mean this as an offensive thing, but you will see when you see this formula, why this is important. And number 6 is, I'm going to share with you funnels that actually do get customers. So number 1, mistakes that are stopping client generation. And I'd love for you to identify if you are doing any of these things. And I encourage you to stop them straight away. So if you have a cookie cutter, templated, or same approach, you're not going to get clients. If you have no personality, point of difference, or connection in your online marketing, it will not generate you actual paying clients. Number 3 is, if you do not show up and consistently, whatever that consistency is for you, if you do not show up and consistently with the same consistent message and strategy, it will stop client generation. If you are spammy, it's going to stop client generation. And that means private messaging people without their consent. And number 5 is lack of effective communication or having a process or structure in place. And this is incredibly important, because if you cannot effectively communicate to a stranger what it is that you're doing and what's in it for them, and if you do not have a process or a structure, you're not going to be able to convert that client. So this is Jessica Loveday. When she came to me, she was completely burnt out and stressed because she was doing all these things: markets, live online shopping, one-on-one shopping, readings, last of the bestsellers, and everything that she was doing. There was no structure or process in what it was that she was doing. She now runs, we've now set up a process and a structure whereby there is a funnel or a process for a strategy for every single part of when she does a market, when she does a live shopping, so she can simply push people through the customer journey or the funnel to be able to sell more, to be able to sell more products and be able to re-engage them and then get them into their one-on-one offerings as well. And you can see at the bottom of this image, or if you actually go onto her profile, 385 comments, 20 shares, and she can generate anything from $1,000 to $5,000 worth of sales just through the strategy that we have now, which is taking her about an hour or two, I think, on a Wednesday night now. So number 2 is how funnels can make or break the bank. So it comes down to the money versus time thing. And a lot of people will come to me and go, I don't want to do it. I want to get someone else to do it. And whilst I appreciate the fact that you might be worth a certain amount of money per hour, at the end of the day, if you're paying someone to do it and they're not actually generating you paying clients, you've got to look at the money that you're spending on that and go, is it better for me to invest in my time, in my ability to be able to do this more effectively, or perhaps get the strategy to be able to then give it to them? Okay, because so many people are investing in someone else doing it, but without a strategy or a lead generation funnel in place, you're spending that money, which could be anything from $100 to $300 per week, entry level, to be able for them to manage your social media. Is it actually resulting in paying customers? And if not, what can you do about that? Number 2 is clarity on your offer, audience, and customer journey. This is really important because most people don't know what they're really selling. You think you're selling this product, but it's all about what's in it for the customer. And it's about effectively communicating it to them. And it's about the customer journey and being able to get that know, like, and trust and get a yes from them, from touching them through the funnel process. Number 3 is about looking at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that strategy. When we talk about a strategy, it's looking at how much money do you need to make? That means if your product or your offer costs this much, how many of those do you need to sell in order to make that money per week? Who are the people that are willing to pay that amount of money to be able to get a yes from them so that you can actually make that money at the end of the week and the end of the year? And how are you going to effectively communicate it to those people, where they're hanging out, and how are you going to push them through that funnel? And that's the customer journey, or mapping out the customer journey. Number 5 is around the logic behind it. So many times business owners will go, it's logical for me. I just want them to email me, or I just want them to email me, or I just want them to, I'll give you an example. A coach came to me and said to me, I have a program. I want to sell this program. It's a $10,000 program. And I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be able to put social media content out there. I don't want to do videos. I don't want to book a call. I just want people to go yes and pay $10,000 and buy my program. And I went, well, it's not logical. It might be logical to you, but it's not logical to your ideal customer, because at the end of the day, Tony Robbins, he sells a program which is $2,500 to $5,000, and he still gets a sales call person to phone you and chat to you and handle objections before taking money over the phone. So it's not logical in the customer journey. So even if it's logical to you, it needs to be logical to your customer. Another example of that is my farmer. At the end of the day, my farmer, he's out on a farm. He hasn't got good Wi-Fi. So he needs people to email him, because if they try to Facebook him or go through Messenger, at the end of the day, he's not going to get that message for a good couple of days. So he needs to communicate that and say, I know you want to message me or call me, but the signal out here is really bad. please send me an email. And once we put that statement out there, people went, yep, no worries. Even though it's not logical to the customer, they now understand that in order to get a response from him, they actually do have to email him. So this is Vereen. And when Vereen came to me, this was her Facebook cover banner, okay? The Happy Renovator, Helpful Renovation Checklists and Tips by Vereen. So think for a moment, what do you think Vereen is selling? Okay, before I share with you the next screen, think about what is she selling, who is her audience, and what exactly does she want them to do? How does she make her money? What is her overall strategy? So after working together with her, this became a mission statement. She is your personal renovation advisor who helps you create a plan tailored to your needs. So you can see that beforehand with that banner and how she was marketing herself on social media, it wasn't crystal clear on what it was that she actually does and how she can help you. On the left-hand side, you can see over here, it says, want to renovate, affordable tailored renovation advice, no frills one-on-one coaching, the Happy Renovator book. So now you have a clearer picture of what she does, who it's for, and how she can help them. So if we look at now creating a funnel around that, we looked at creating desirable offers. So she has her book, which is great, but selling books is, $20, you make $20. You've got to sell, 10 books to make $200. You've got to sell 100 books to make $2,000. So how can she make more money? Well, for Vereen, she really wants to work one-on-one with people as well. So we created a reno plan and a flip plan where she works one-on-one with people who are renovating their houses and supports them through the process of renovating economically. And her flip plan is about working with investors who want to flip a project or a house very quickly and make a profit off of it. So if we put that together in a funnel, people go online and they're searching for help renovating, okay? So they have they're renovating, and they go online and they're searching and they're going, I need some renovation tips. And they search online and they find Vereen and they find all her tips and her help and her support online. And they start to connect with her online and build a relationship with her and her dog, because her dog is, I think she's actually got 2 dogs that are part of her personal branding. Or actually, I think one of her dogs might have passed away recently. And when they build this relationship with online, they start following her online and they go through to her website. And on her website, they can see, well, I can buy her book and take advantage of, all her tips and strategies within her book, or I can actually work one-on-one with her in her reno plan or her flip plan. And they subscribe for her checklist on her website. So now they also get weekly emails from her talking about how she can help them, offering advice and tips, saying to them, well, you can buy my book if you haven't already, or you can work one-on-one with me. Now, that is a funnel, and that's one of the funnels that we created so that it makes sense of what she's doing when she goes online. So number 3 is where leads are being lost. So number 1, this is sales in the sales process, the system or the software. So many business owners have got no sales process, no system, or the software they're using is not the right software, or they have no software at all. I'm going to give you an example of literally something that happened to me yesterday. I signed up for a retreat, a money mindset retreat. And in this money mindset retreat, I got an email to say, I need to attend this live webinar on Zoom to talk about what to expect at this retreat. Okay. And in this, there was no link to join the Zoom and there was no time. So I emailed back and I went, look, there's no link, there's no time. They sent back and they said, well, here's the time. And this is where you can find the link. You have to log into this portal. And I think it was about a 4-step process in order to be able to find where I can get the link to actually join them. So I went on at about 5 p.m. and I went in, so I had the time now, I followed the 4-step process, but when I logged in, it wasn't the membership area that they gave me, didn't actually have the place where they told me I would find the link. So I sent them another email, and because it was after hours, they didn't get back to me. So I missed the live webinar. In the morning, I got an email back from them to say, sorry, we noticed that your membership site actually didn't have that. We hadn't given you access to the place where you got the link. And I was like, what is the whole process of this thing? Like literally the sales process, the system, the software, everything was about a 10-step process and was completely not streamlined. So leads are being lost just because this process is not correct. Number two, it's the following up process. So it's about looking at where people are making connections with you. If you've got a CRM, that's great. If you don't, we'll create a CRM in your business, which is a customer relationship management system, and noting where people are coming in from, where the leads are coming on from, and making sure that you're following up with them. Now, at the moment, impulse buying is down, and people are actually needing more touch points and more follow-up points than they have previously. So previously, you might be able to sell to someone in the first or second phase of them chatting to you. Now they are needing 3 to 5 follow-ups before they actually go ahead and say yes. So it's important to note that, because so many people will go looking for the next bright, shiny object, but they're actually not following up with the people that they have in front of them. So number 3 is over or under qualifying them. You don't want the wrong people coming into your funnels. So it is imperative that you qualify people into your funnel. So you make sure that people that are coming in are your people, that are your tribe. They are 100% clear on who you are and what you do and how you can help them. So only the right people sign up. So it's not a waste of time for anyone. So number 4 is not recognizing or respecting those leads. Now, this happens online so many times where people are being tagged and they're not actually responding or respecting those leads that are coming in from where people are tagging you. So they're not thanking the person that actually put you or connected you with that person, or they're not even going and recognizing those notifications on social media, like the little red bell where it says, you know, Paula Brand has tagged you in a post. You'll just look at it and go, okay, that's great, but you're not actually going in and following up with that lead that's coming in. And you're not responding and effectively communicating to them what you do, and you're not giving them the next step that you'd like them to take. Now, number 5 is following through. So whatever you have said to that person, make sure that you follow through with. So for example, I had a lady who wanted to talk to me within the next 3 days. I gave her a time. She said, yes, see you then. I said to her, sure, I would send her something. Make sure that you go ahead and you actually follow through with what it is that you said you were going to do, so that people actually trust you, believe in you, and you don't look like a douchebag. So this is Damien, and Damien, he's been working with me for a couple of years now. And when he came to me, this was his Facebook cover banner. And the reason I share it with you is because it gives you an outline of his overall marketing strategy and what he was doing online. So if you have a look for a moment and think, what is it that Damien is doing? Or what was he trying to do prior Chantal? I always talk about BC, which is before Chantal, and then AC is after Chantal. And if we jump through to the next banner, after working together and putting together a strategy, you can see a couple of things here. He's identified who his audience is. He's effectively communicating what he is a specialist in. He's showing credibility with his year's experience and also his qualifications down at the bottom. He also has a picture of himself because he's largely a part of his brand, especially because he works a lot with people in the AFL and sporting industry. And what's important to note here as well is that people know him as Doco. So using Doco in his marketing would be imperative, because people don't know him as Damien. I know him as Damien, but online, most people know him as Doco. So Damien, with Damien, we sat together and we worked on the webinar funnel. Webinar funnel, very similar to this, right? And when we first started, he was getting 55 registered for his webinars, and he was then selling them into his one-on-one and group programs. Part of the follow-up and follow-through process of a webinar funnel like this, and I will explain to you my webinar funnel and how it works, is the email follow-ups afterwards, and then following through. So if you have a look at this, $5,000 clients, $1,000 clients, all coming through from the emails after the webinar funnel, okay? Because they get the know, like, and trust through the webinar, and then the follow-up email of the offer, and then selling people into the program. And getting more clients. Damien is actually now getting 100 people registered for his webinar, and this is without paying for advertising, and it is a rinse and repeat formula that he is using. So, he's gone from a part-time business to now a thriving full-time business, all because of the webinar funnel that we have created. And I'll explain to you a bit how the webinar funnel goes. Basically, you would have been through the process. You would have seen social media content talking about the webinar and what's in it for you for showing up. Getting you to register is part of that. Once you register, I now have your email address. Once I have your email address, I then have to get you to show up. So you would have received a show up email, which says this is why you need to show up for this webinar. You then also would have received the reminder links to actually show up to this event. After this event, you will then get a follow-up email, which will be the email offer. In 24 hours, you'll get a last chance offer. And there's also a fast action bonus that you can take advantage of. And then there will also be a re-engagement strategy later on, looking at what links you've clicked inside the emails, so that I can then identify those people as people to then follow up with emails or calls, and offer them the opportunity to work together if they've clicked in the links. All right, so 4 is my biggest regret, and this is absolutely huge, okay? And I think actually when Karen Clark, if she's still on, so I can't see all your beautiful faces right now as I'm presenting, but Karen Clark, this is something that I sat down with and explained to her as part of the webinar funnel as well. But my biggest regret in all my businesses that I had in South Africa and here in Australia was that I didn't build an email list sooner. And in fact, the only reason I was able to sell my business here in Australia after having it for 5 years was because I had assets. So I had followers on my, a lot of followers on my socials. I had built up an email list of genuine people who were interested in my business, and I was then able to sell that as part of my business. Funnel lumping. I know it sounds really exciting, but if funnel lumping is basically taking people who have inquired and put them all onto the same list and market to them the same way. Okay. So for those of you who are doing newsletters right now, that is basically funnel lumping. Ideally, what we want to do when we set up our email lists is we want to have our clients in one list, we want our prospects in a list, and we want to have them tagged in different categories. So if someone's made an inquiry about one-on-one, we want to be talking to them in a certain way. If someone is coming to you and they are interested in groups, we want to be talking to them in a certain way. If someone's coming to you because they're interested in your book, we want to be compelling them to purchase that book. We don't want to be pitching them a one-on-one offer when they come to you for the book. We want to nurture them first. We want to talk to them about the book, instill that trust, get them to buy the book, and then say, have you considered working one-on-one? So again, it's about that customer mapping and that customer journey, and it's about getting the sequence right. And that is why it is not the same for every industry, and it's not the same for every audience. And I know that because I've worked with all those industries that I showed you at the beginning of today's session. All those industries I've worked with, every single funnel is completely different based on the audience, based on the offer, and based on the person who's offering that. So number 3 is, again, biggest regret, nurture sequences. When someone is not ready to buy from you right now, they will give you their email address and they need nurturing. That means they need to build their know, like, and trust. You need to become memorable to them. Your mission statements, your values, your personal and business branding all need to be shown to them so that they can connect with you at a deeper level. So you become memorable so that when they then are looking for something, they go to you for that something. because they've connected with you. So nurture sequences are imperative. You don't just take an email address and then say to them, right, and then start selling to them straight away. There are those touch points that have to happen prior, which are called nurture sequences. So number 4 is retargeting. Now, you'll hear this a lot in the sense of paid advertising, but you can do it completely without advertising. Now, retargeting is going into your leads list and having a look at people who are touching on things. So touching on particular links or making inquiries. You can have a look at those people and you can retarget them by sending them personalized emails or a follow-up call. Like I said to you, I will have a look at all of you and have a look at the emails and go, who of you have been clicking on my payment links because potentially you're interested in what it is that I'm offering. So it's worth it for me then to make that phone call and go, hey, I'd love to answer any questions and see why it is that you haven't gone ahead. Or how can I help you? What is it? Is it time? Is it money? What is it? Let's talk about it and work through it so we can see how we can work together. And you can target people based on that. So it's not a Facebook ads thing. And I think this is where the misconception is. People think it's an ads thing and it's not. You can do it and should be doing it as part of your marketing strategy with your email marketing. I know that, just to let you know, if you do not have email marketing, do not have nurture sequences or retargeting, and if you are funnel lumping, you should not be doing ads. This one over here, no one should be doing ads, paid advertising, if you do not have this part nailed. It'll be a very expensive episode for everyone. And number 5 is re-engaging. And again, still Facebook ads, you should not be doing it if you do not have this right. So re-engagement strategy is if, for example, someone hasn't bought something from you in the last 6 months. So if they bought something 6 months ago and you know they really should be buying from you again in the 6 months, you can automate the process to say, send them an email to say, hey, we've noticed that it's been a while since you last purchased from us. Did you know the people should normally purchase this product every this, and that? And we'd like to give you another loyalty offer or a returning customer offer, and we can bring those people back into our pipeline by sending them something specific. Abandoned carts is very much a similar thing. So it's like we look at, you've clicked on this product, you've added it to cart, but you didn't go ahead with the purchase. How can we re-engage you or get you across the line? So all of these are strategies and funnels that we need to look at creating within your business. So this one, you might hear this where people say to you, email marketing is dead. No one uses email marketing. Well, I can tell you now that the only people who say email marketing is dead are the people who aren't doing it right, because there are billions of people who are doing email marketing. Stop it, Ziggy. Sorry about the noise. He's about to go crazy. Ziggy. That I personally made $16,000. Hey, $16,000, which helped me purchase this house, and it was purely through email marketing. Hey, sorry. Hey. Sorry, Ziggy. That was all through email marketing, nurture sequences, and re-engagement strategies. All right, so number 5. Stop. Sorry. So number 5. 5-figure business owners may not be ready for this. This one can be a bit triggering. Hey, Ziggy, get out. Sorry, let me just get him out. Get out. Get out. Move. Oh, he's just going to go on and on and on and on and on until postman finally gets to the door. Ziggy. Oh, he's cheeky. So 5-figure business owners. So this one over here is really important. Okay. If you believe in the laptop lifestyle and Band-Aid solutions, this is not, these like leads and funnels and all these strategic marketing campaigns are not going to work for you. Peanuts and monkeys. And from South Africa, I found this one always quite funny, because at the end of the day, if you only want to pay peanuts, you're going to get monkeys. And when it comes to strategic marketing, these are high-end strategies and marketing processes that you're going to be implementing. And yeah, you cannot, this one, number 3, outsourcing. On Monday, I spoke to a virtual assistant outsourcing company. So they're a massive company that outsources VAs. And I was talking to the director of the company, and he was saying to me, he cannot believe how many people come to him and go, we just want you to manage our Facebook, and we just want you to manage our social media, and we just want you to generate leads. And he says, and they come and they've got absolutely no system, no processes, no lead magnet, no funnel, no nothing. And they just expect the virtual assistant, who basically is just a monkey who is going through and, doing whatever it is that you want them to do, but you're actually not giving them something to do. Analysis paralysis. Okay. This one over here, I understand it happens. It's not personally me. I'm a massive action taker, and I don't have a problem getting down in the trenches and getting my hands dirty and doing this kind of leads funnel and automations and strategic marketing. But I completely understand that some 5-figure business owners may honestly have analysis paralysis, and not honestly, they may be stuck and not able to actually talk themselves out of that and take action. And money mindset. And this one over here is something that I have dealt with over the years. And it's almost like every time I get to a phase in my business, it's something else that I have to address again, because you have to be able to believe in the fact that you can make money from your online business through creating lead magnets and funnel creations. And you've got to be able to take action on that, believe it's possible, and consistently be working on that money mindset, so that you're not stuck in that 5-figure mentality, and that you are actually happy to and have the mindset to be able to charge forward and build a scalable 6-figure business. So obviously that's none of you, because you all showed up today and you're obviously all ready to get in the trenches and come up with a long-term solution that's going to help you create a scalable and sustainable business online. So number 6 is free funnels that get customers. Okay, so this over here, and every word that I've chosen is super important. Every word I have chosen. So number 1 is consistent, relevant, customer-focused content, including podcasts, video, and webinars, are all ways that you can use free funnels to get customers. But you have to have that overall strategy of the content plan, the lead magnet, the nurture sequences, the follow-up sequences, the re-engagement sequences. It all needs to be part of that in order to make that free funnel work and generate actual paying customers. So number 2 is collaborations, joint ventures, competitions, challenges, summits, expos, referral partnerships, and networking. These are things that you can do in person and online as part of a funnel to bring in more customers. And because Paula Brand's on here right now, everyone knows I love the small business expos. If you just think that you're going to go there and show up and stand there and do nothing and not actually have a strategic funnel in place or customer journey in place so that you can push people through that funnel and then turn and nurture them into paying customers, if you go there and you don't have that, you're right, it's not going to work. You have to have a strategy. You can't just expect to stand there and just get customers. You have to have a process or a funnel in place. I have generated huge amounts of income through the expos, and I've used my online marketing to be able to get people to the expos, to get people to come say hi, to get people to download a free resource, to then nurture them into booking a call with me, to then giving them a free strategy session, to then signing them up into a paying client. And that would be an expo funnel for me actually going there. So I love funnels. I love expos because I have a funnel in place and I know that it works. So number 3 is opt-ins. So this is your lead magnet. You'll often hear it as an opt-in or a lead magnet or free resource on your website. But often people forget that, your book a call is a free resource if you effectively communicate what's in it for them by showing up to that free call. The Contact Us form is one of the most underutilized things on your website, and we've been able to transform so many businesses by adding qualifiers to the Contact Us form and then pushing people through from social media onto the Contact Us form to then into emails or booking a call, depending on what's relevant for that industry. And again, the subscribe button. So many people have got a subscribe button, but what happens after that? How about a nurture sequence? What about an introduction email? A little bit about you, your business, your values, what it is that you offer, and engaging them in that way. So number 4, Google My Business. So many people don't even think about the Google My Business platform, but it is free. And so many clients of mine are actually generating clients for free from Google by just providing content on there, setting up their products, and getting Google reviews. Number 5, your website, having relevant content on there that is customer focused, writing blogs, having a book if you have a book, and the pop-up. Again, a pop-up is one of the most underused and incorrectly used things on a website. A pop-up strategy is so incredibly important. The pop-up, the right pop-up, can be generating you heaps of leads, especially if it's backed by a nurture sequence and then an engagement strategy as well. The timing of your pop-up is really important. I'll just share this with you quickly. Your pop-up should not be straight away, and your strategy for each and every page on your website should be different, because your pop-up can actually stop people in their tracks. So I'm a big fan of pop-ups to the side. I'm a big fan of it, making it really easy for them to cross out of it. I'm a big fan of, actually, I've got a whole training video on pop-ups, which is absolutely amazing. So if you email me pop-ups, I'll send you that recording, which is actually only for my VIP tribe, but I will send it to you because I can talk about pop-ups forever. Okay, cool. So I've given you heaps and heaps of different funnels that are working right now, what's working and not working. But for a moment, I want you to think about, and if you've got pen and paper, write this down, or if you want to write it in the chat box, write down a funnel that you have right now. So if you have any funnel, like, what is your funnel that you have right now? And it's so important that you have multiple funnels, because the reality is that your funnel can dry up at any point. During COVID, post-COVID, going, into a recession, every single time the behavior of your online buyer changes. And when that happens, you can turn on or tap into different funnels based on what's going on. So what funnels do you have right now? The Contact Us form, the pop-up, a lead magnet, a webinar, a podcast, a book, expos, live events, speaking events. What funnels? Write down all the funnels that you have right now in your business to generate new leads. And then I want you to think about other funnels that you could be creating right now within your business. And just for being on this webinar, I am going to be emailing you out access to a resource that has 14 different traffic sources that are worth considering using as a lead magnet. So I will be sending that to you as well. But I want you to think about what funnels right now could you be creating within your business? Because for me, I've got all of these, multiple of these within my business. So how would you feel if you had multiple? So right now you had leads generating through the Contact Us form. I mean, how many of you actually get leads through your Contact Us form? Like I do. Like, do any of you actually get leads? Write it in the chat box. Like, do you get contacts and inquiry through your Contact Us form? And how can you improve that funnel? Do you have people emailing you? Do you have people registering for your webinars or not? Consider right now how you would feel if all those sources were generating you inquiries of the right people and those people were signing up. So what you have in your business right now, looking at what you do have, how well is that working for you right now? If you had to score yourself out of 10. So go into the chat box. I'm going to go into the chat box and have a look. Score yourself out of 10. What are you? Let's just, yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys, for just going in here. Yeah, excellent. Awesome. So Tara, 5 out of 10. Yeah, with all your leads that you've got set up right now, and Tara's made a good point here, and Tara is one of my clients, and we are working on multiple strategies right now, but you have to consider the B2C and B2B model. You have to have lead generation funnels for B2B and B2C, and funnel lumping is when you put them together because it does not work. So for those of you who attended my B2B and B2C webinar, you can see that they are completely different. The funnels are completely different for B2B versus B2C. You cannot put them in the same funnel. So Daniela, 2 out of 10, but my new website with more funnels will be there all in place. Yeah, you just remember, you have to push people down the funnel. You have to have a social media strategy content plan to push people to the website. And then you've got to have the email marketing plan, which is the, so therefore it becomes a front to end funnel. The website on its own doesn't work without traffic coming through into it and pushing them down. It has to be logical. Karen, 5 out of 10, working on it. Excellent. Good to see. All right. So those 6 strategies: unimaginable mistakes that's stopping client gen, how funnels can make or break the bank, where leads are getting lost, your biggest, well, my biggest regret, which was the email marketing, why 5-figure business owners aren't or may not be ready to create these lead generation funnels in their business, and how funnels can get customers. So based on what you've learned today, do you have the confidence that this will work for you? Because what I spoke about in that 5-figure business owners mindset, and some 6-figure business owners may have that mindset, they may not have the confidence or the ability to take action and actually get lead generation funnels working for them. So out of all those things right now, what did you find was the most valuable, and are you committed to being successful? So remember, I said to you, write down the ones that you think that you can create in your business right now, put them on your to-do list, action it, and go, right, I need to action these by this date. So what does your future look like when you've got this wonderful business and these leads and these inquiries are all coming into your business on an ongoing basis? I absolutely love it because I get it through my emails. Everything comes into my emails depending on what source it is. It's like, oh, someone's registered for a webinar. I've just got an inquiry through my contact us form. Someone's just filled in my lead magnet, and someone's just filled out my book a call, and it's just the most amazing feeling. So you can imagine in 3 days time, if in 3 days time you had actually had all these funnels and you're checking your emails, how would you feel? You'd feel excited because you've made a decision and you did what you put on your to-do list, and you've implemented and created your funnels, and you've got a bunch of clients coming in from various sources. And how do you feel when you achieve all of that? I know for me, it's just amazing. And especially when I go away on holiday, and everyone knows I go away every 3 months for about 5 days to 7 days. And whilst I go away, I'm still generating leads and inquiries, and they're still being pushed through my funnel. And all of that is systemized and working on repeat. And the good thing is that you continue to achieve and get even more and more clients coming through your doors, which is awesome, especially when you automate those systems and processes. So if that's you, I'd love to talk to that person right now, because my goal is to make sure that you're fully equipped, successful, and can contribute your gifts to the world using this lead generation strategy. And you're going, how can I do it? So I'd love to give you the solution. And at the end of the day, obviously it's your decision. You may choose to do things the same old way, watch the webinar, take a to-do list and go and do it. Or you may choose a more faster and more effective way with a proven process with someone who has actually done it in their business. And a confession, this may not be for everyone, and you may not want to get out of your comfort zone. Perhaps you don't want to follow a structure, and you're not willing to implement or make a change to get the result that's required. And this truly is only for action takers who want change in their business. So 90% of business owners fail within 120 days due to poor online marketing. And that statistic is just absolutely huge. And according to Salesforce, a full 68% of companies have not identified or attempted to measure a sales funnel, which is just absolutely insane. Henry Ford said, a man who stops advertising to save money is like a man who stops a clock to save time. It certainly doesn't make sense at all. So this is my life's work. Okay, it is what I am incredibly passionate about. It is my experience in multiple industries, from all the failures that I had over so many years, and all the financial investments that I've put into myself to make myself a international award-winning coach, so that I can get this right. And not only can I profit in my business, but I can teach other business owners how to profit from their online marketing as well. And I want to give you the solution to that. So if you have a look at this, this is a great statistic over here. And if you look at the right side, these over here are the statistics of what is working right now. So don't just take my word for it, but you can see that people are using social media and they are getting customers. You can see that people are generating clients and inquiries and sales from their website. You can see that 43% here are actually closing opportunities through email marketing. And here through the webinar funnel, 32.7%. So, you know, are closing opportunities through strategies. And if you go down the left-hand side over here, you can see how there's actually a lesser result with other things like just your cookie cutter marketing and advertising, trade shows, partnerships, leads, lists, and events. And with the leads lists, we're talking about buying leads from other people, which is just absolutely crazy. Why would you do that? So I'd love to introduce you to the program that I honestly believe is the answer to your problems. And it's 8 weeks of you working one-on-one with me to create your funnels, okay? To create these funnels within your business, right from the front end to the content plan, right through to where we're capturing those leads, right through the process of re-engaging, re-engagement strategies, nurture sequences. So it's an end-to-end strategy to get the most out of your leads and to convert them. And plus I'm going to reward those who've already made up their mind. They're already going, Chantal, whatever you're selling me right now, I am in. There are awesome bonuses that you can grab if you do go ahead today. So these are the bonuses. So besides the working one-on-one with me over 8 weeks to create this in your business, you will get the VIP Live Mastermind group, which is on a Monday from 1 to 2 p.m., where you get to network, collaborate with my VIPs. And they seriously are my VIPs. They know how to play the game. Number 2 is you get access to over 200 recordings on specific marketing challenges and the how to fix it. So no fluff, how to fix it. You'll also get lifetime access to my do-it-yourself Facebook marketing program, which takes you through the process of setting up content plans and offers and strategic marketing and growing your online profiles, as well as the do-it-yourself Facebook ads program. Plus, on top of it, I'm going to do an audit on all your platforms. So I'm going to look at your systems, I'm going to look at your processes, and I'm going to identify how we can maximize them or perhaps even change them. So for example, some of my businesses are still on MailChimp, and unfortunately MailChimp cannot give them the automations that they need within their business to be able to convert people into paying clients. So it is in their best interest to change their platform. So I can give you those recommendations as well. So the value of the bonuses alone, if you go ahead today, is $3,632. So just to refresh, it's 8 weeks working one-on-one with you, plus the weekly mastermind, the recorded training, the do-it-yourself Facebook marketing program, the do-it-yourself Facebook ads program, and audits on all your profiles, systems, and processes as well, which is the total value of $5,867. So Natalie went from $5,000 months to $5,000 weeks. That's a true story. Fern got $3,200 clients from a zero audience, and that was actually off a webinar funnel. Tony is now an international broadcasting dynamo, and has multiple income streams from absolutely not knowing how to use social media at all, from being a dinosaur. In fact, I did my first live with her, and now she's actually, you know, online like a queen. Beck made $1,500 from her first email. And in fact, I should have Carrie Ann's on there, because Carrie Ann actually got $6,500 from her first email that she sent out. Sharon did $1,997 just from re-engaging her customers. And actually we created a subscription model. So she's getting that $1,997 reoccurring every month by including a subscription model into her business. Loz got $23,000 from an email campaign, and that was within 2 minutes. So literally we did a 2-minute campaign, which was obviously strategic, and within 2 minutes she made $23,000 from an email campaign that we sent out from a strategy. And Damien, we've already looked at him. He is filling his one-on-one and now group programs using the lead magnets that we have. So at the end of this, what do you get? Well, you will leave with list building, income producing funnels that will generate you customers, so you do not have to work online. It is an end-to-end formula that shows you exactly how to get it done. So the value is $5,867, and today it is, you've only paid $2,235. If you sign up today, and you get access to all those incredible bonuses. So here are some of your investment choices. You can pay up front and save and get a discount. So it is $2,235, or alternatively, you could take advantage of the payment plan and you can get started today for $700, and you can still take advantage of all those bonuses. But those additional bonuses obviously all do expire today. Now, there is an extra bonus for those who go ahead and do that in the next hour. If you do that in the next hour, I will also give you access to my tech team. So additional phone calls and email feedback during the 8 weeks, so that you can get your techie questions answered. If you've got a software issue, don't know what to do, you can have access to my personal team, which is life-changing, if I do not say so myself. So in the chat box over here, I will share with you the link. Can you just check that link for me? If you go ahead and click that link and just let me know if that link is working, that link will take you to the sales page. And from that sales page, you can basically go through to the products page, and you'll see there's an option to pay up front, or there is a direct debit button. So if I haven't given you the right link, can you please let me know? But you should be able to find the upfront offer there, as well as the product. And only in the next 24 hours, when that payment comes through, my VAs will give you all the extra value. Within the next 24 hours, you will get all that additional value as part of your program. So you could continue doing the same old, and make the same mistakes, or you could follow a proven process and a system that actually works, and have a one-on-one personalized strategy. So right now, I'd love you to be able to take action. And as I said, in the next hour, there is that fast action bonus as well. So you do get additional access to me and additional access to my team as well, if you go ahead in the next hour. As a bonus for showing up on this call, I will be sending you an email within half an hour, and it will give you 14 lead generation funnels or traffic sources that you can look at incorporating into your business. And now it's time for questions. If anyone has any questions, this would be the time for you to ask those questions. I might actually throw Tara in the deep end. Tara is in the process of doing, I don't even know what to ask you, Tara, because I hadn't even planned this. But Tara, if you want to unmute yourself, Tara's in the process of working with me to set up lead generation funnels within her business. And we're working on both B2C and B2B funnels. I don't even know what to ask you, but maybe could you talk about how it's been? I don't know.
Yeah, so since working with Chantal, I started out, I'm new to business, and this is a new business startup. So I had a lot to learn. we've gone through so much stuff and we've still got so much more work to do, obviously, coming up. We're kind of midway through this 8-week program that she has on offer at the moment. We've set up everything from like a CRM. I had no CRM, nowhere to store data. I felt overwhelmed most of the time because all of the information for the business was swirling around in my head, and I'm a one-man band, and it was just causing overwhelm. So I actually said to my husband the other day, I haven't felt overwhelmed for weeks. And I think honestly, a lot of that I have to credit Chantal, because now I have systems in place, and the systems have just taken the burden off me completely. I feel more organized. I've got a clear vision with the marketing, which I didn't have before. I just knew I had to market my product, but I didn't know where to start. And it's an absolute minefield out there. I inquired with so many different marketing agencies, I guess, that want to manage your marketing, and not having any background education. They're pulling me in every direction, saying, you need to do this, you need to do that. Are you doing this? Are you doing that? And I think it's dangerous feeling helpless and not having the knowledge about your own marketing, because you just don't know, you don't have that education to make the right decisions. I feel a lot more educated now, and I'm making purposeful decisions about who is helping me with marketing, who is helping me with different aspects of my business. We've had huge success with the marketing list. Like we're starting to grow the customer marketing list, but we've also embedded a opportunities form into our website, because we were starting to get inquiries filter through for all kinds of things. People wanting to retail the product potentially, people wanting to be brand ambassadors potentially, media opportunities, advertising, just collaborations and that type of thing. So now I've got an embedded form which actually segregates all those people as they fill it out. We can actually send them, if we have a conversation with somebody, either behind the scenes of social media or whatever, we can send them the link now and say, please just throw your details into the opportunities form. And then, like Chantal said, we can take that segregated information and nurture these relationships ongoing. So I'm feeling massively positive about it, and not overwhelmed anymore, in a nutshell.
Can I just say something? Tara's product hasn't landed yet, and she is building lists in both the B2C and B2B model, and her product is not even here to sell yet.
Don't even have a product yet.
And we are and she's smashing it. So yeah, thank you for being on the webinar, because I could throw you in the deep end. So thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, so I might just end the recording there.